So I'm in the garden here, and I've been a gardener for a long time, and I get a lot of my ideas from the garden. Different plants, different colors, different shapes of leaves and all that. And I'm just looking for some ideas because I want to work with slipware. And slipware, there's a technique called that I call dotting, and it's wonderful, as we'll see, with these little heads of yarrow here. It'll be just like the decoration on the inside of a series of plates that I'm working on. So this is giving me good ideas right there. There are many ways of working with liquid clays. This is called slipware, and the one that I particularly prefer is the one that comes traditionally from the central part of England, traditional European British slipware. And it's done with liquid colored clays. Here I'm putting on a red slip. I'm tipping that out, and then I'm going to add dots of detail with a black slip and a white slip. Little cleanup is necessary just to get the slip off the edge of the plate there, and just make sure that the basic layer of slip is flattened down. I shake it a little bit, and this is just putting on details of little white dots, rather like the head of the yarrow plant outside, and just it gets a little bit more complex as I add different colors in, but it's very simple, very beautiful process, and it's not difficult to do. Most of these traditional methods of doing things, are quite simple things because they're done by that time, the peasants. They weren't educated artists who were being employed as a factory designer. These were small workshops that were producing really beautiful functional objects for the home. This is one of the various techniques. There are quite a number of them: slipware, trailing, dotting, marbling, Mocha diffusions. There are a number of these different ones, and they're all variations on a theme. Combing, feathering. Once I've got all the dots in place, and I bang it hard, or relatively hard, so that those little rounded parts just get flattened down, and the pattern is then sort of a flat surface rather than a whole series of little domes. This technique that I'm just about to do here is a traditional, it actually goes back about 200 years, and it's called Mocha Diffusions, and the potters used to chew tobacco and spit in the paint pot to make the colors run in the right sort of way. And when you have tobacco, tobacco is an acid, and liquid clays are alkaline. And if you know basic 101 chemistry, acids and alkalines have a reaction. So what I do is on the piece, when I put the Mocha Diffusions mix, this is a combination of apple cider vinegar with manganese dioxide. Right now in this one, I'm just doing a small background that looks a bit like a landscape. Then when I put the Mocha Diffusions on, it becomes feathered out and becomes like trees. And you can see in the picture that we just looked at that qualities of feathered pattern making. And if you look at the rock, which is called dendritic limestone, it's exactly the same sort of process. So I'm always tying in geology, tradition, and a new version of that, what it is that I really want to work with. And most of these things, or a lot of these things, come from spending a lot of time in museums looking at historical objects and just working out how they were done in my head, basically, and then going to the studio and trying it out until I learned how to do it. And that's what we're doing here. This is Mocha Diffusions, spelt like M-O-C-H-A, the coffee. And all those feathery patterns there will stay. You put a very thin coating of glaze, or you don't put any glaze on, whichever. And so all these beautiful feathery patterns will stay right there.